Earlier today, he gave a speech as long as the State of the Union, but it was only about unrinsed coffee mugs. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. I actually did. Got to get it on. No choice. They're going to mandate you get it on. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. We love that about you. Right, Gina Grad?
That's right.
Handball, Brian. I'm a retarded person. All right. So lots to get to today. First off, a piece of accuracy here that we'd like to get into. I was talking about Marky Post being featured or seen twice in the In Memoriam for the SAG Awards, but missed Gavin McLeod.
Oh, boy.
Was also standing in the back, Murray Slaughter from Mary Tyler Moore. And, of course, Captain Steubing, which is going to bring me to some hot Love Boat talk.
How could you? Literally, how could you not see it?
He was there in the back when...
I don't see you again. I'd just like to say...
That's Ed Aston. There's Murray.
Wow, right in front of your face.
Steubing. I know. I didn't recognize him without his outfit.
And his little hat.
Outfit.
Yeah.
I realized that's how I see him. I spent the first part of my life seeing Gavin McLeod as Murray Slaughter, and then the second and maybe last part of my life seeing him as Captain Steubing.
I get it.
Which is going to bring me to some hot Love Boat talk because...
on some other show?
Kim Richards.
Kim
Richards. You know Kim Richards.
Yeah, I do know Kim Richards.
Is she a housewife?
Yes.
Is she the one that was like a Disney kid, like an actress?
Witch Mountain, right?
Yeah, Escape from Witch Mountain.
Right.
She did a lot of those Disney live. Disney used to do a lot of really cornball live action stuff in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny Whitaker, the redhead, who you've seen this guy. He was on Family Affair. He was everywhere.
They either feature Kurt Russell, Kim Richards, or Jodie Foster.
They had the goose that laid the golden egg. They had the barefoot computer, I think it was one called. They had all these
computer.
There was something with gym shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's
the computer wore gym shoes.
Something like that.
Yeah,
something like that?
Yeah. There was the Herbie.
You're thinking the barefoot Contessa.
No, this was maybe
it's the computer wore tennis shoes.
Yes, yeah. There were Herbie the Love Bug.
Yeah.
I mean,
These are not celebrated in the Disney canon.
No.
They did. Oh, they
Back
did.
in the vault.
They did these. The gang that couldn't shoot straight, or the Apple Dumpling Gang with like Don Knotts and
Tim Conway
was in these things. They did the mule that kicked field goals.
Right.
They did this like from the ages. I was writing the Prime demo. From the age of 7 to age 11, they made like 133 movies that were all equally as junky. They sort of had the same cast. They would kind of rotate them into different roles, and they just cranked that shit out. But she was in some of those things.
Yeah, Kim was.
She also did a little work on the Love Boat.
Oh.
And in 1982, and she played a Kaylin will set up the clip. We always talk about sort of the creepy statutory rape themes that were everywhere in the 70s and the early 80s, the songs and the movies and stuff. She played it, and this was another theme. She played a 13-year-old girl who was hot for Gopher. So what the theme, the 70s theme is they'd have to go, get rid of the pigtails and put on a lot of eye makeup and an evening gown and say indubitably, you know what I mean? And also they're trying to old themselves up so they could be
so creepy.
Get their attention.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to Gopher, he didn't know she was 13, although
likely story.
When you're 37 and you're going out to dinner with a 13-year-old who's dolled up, how many years can you doll yourself up when you're in the 6th, 7th grade?
Not a
4
lot
at best.
Yeah.
Maybe high school?
Yeah.
I mean, at best, Gopher's planning on banging a freshman or junior in high school, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So
please tell me we have it.
That was one of the themes. So
adjacent to that, she still this was a storyline on the Housewives. She still gets like fan mail from, I presume, adult males now.
Right.
How fucking creepy is that? Because they loved her when they were like 8 and she was 8, supposedly.
She was fetching as a young gal. And also, I always tell you they miscast the ages of people on that show. Her parents, her dad, I went and looked up the actor. The guy was like 72 or 73 at the time. It was weird. It was like
Grandpa.
She's 13. Why is her dad in his 70s? It seems like her grandparents are taking her on a trip. It was all fucked up. But we have Kaylin will set up the clip.
Here's the initial clip of them coming onto the boat and her immediate attraction to Gopher.
At 13.
Hello. Hello.
Look at her dad.
We are the Gerbers from Ohio. This is our daughter, Gail. Oh, welcome aboard.
Okay, just stop for a second. Why are you casting a 75-year-old who's the 13-year-old's? Is there? And by the way, in 1982, if you had a 13-year-old and you lived in this country, the average age for you would have been 37 and a half.
Yeah.
Sure.
Why the 75-year-old? Why not just go, we'll get a 51-year-old dad?
Were they contractually obligated to get him into an episode this year?
I don't know, but it was confusing because even after he said, this is our daughter, 10 minutes later, I was like, that's your granddaughter, though, right? All right, anyway, she's got her glasses and her pigtails.
I'm Captain Steubing, and this is my daughter, Vicky.
Hi.
Hello.
Is this your first cruise? Yeah. I hope there's stuff for kids to do on this ship. Oh, there's lots to do. You'll have
like
a great
Gopher.
time. You think you could show me around? Well, sure. Come on, I'll give you the grand tour. Can we go? Certainly. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Let's see. We've got ping pong and movies, and when we get into port, we can go watch.
There's Gopher.
Good.
Hi, girls.
Hi, Go. Who's that?
She's never got a good look at his face.
He's never looked up.
His head's buried in a clipboard in his
I'm sure you'll
backstory.
find something on board you're interested in. Yes. I'm sure I will, too.
Oh, boy.
Come on, I want to take you up on deck. There's some great things about
Lolita.
the pool and everything. Go ahead.
They never made eye contact.
Oh, they're going to make it now. Oh, she stopped. Now,
He
here.
never put his head up. Not once.
So later on, she did the older version of herself.
These are the best.
With her hair down and an evening gown. And she even got rid of her weird retainer thing she had clipped onto the front of her teeth, which is... look, I'm not an orthodontist, but you're not allowed just to pull your braces off in the cabin. Did she show up on the ship knowing she was going to pull this ruse? Maybe. All right, now here's Gopher hitting on her at dinner.
Oh my God.
She says she's 13 later on in this episode.
Could I have a table for one, please?
For one? You'll never believe this, but it appears I, too, am without a dinner companion for this evening. Would you care to join me?
Oh, aren't you sweet? That would be divine.
Divine. That's what old people would say.
Fine. Actually,
She doesn't want to sit next to her parents.
More intimate.
Oh my God.
Grandparents eating.
More romantic.
I think I see just the spot right over there.
By the way, at some point, he's fetching her a drink.
Ew. International waters, dude.
I'm just saying, like, when you're in the writer's room, like at a certain point, you just go, how about we make Gopher get stuck in the equipment room or something? You know what I mean? Like, why is this a storyline?
Yeah, this is
We got
so
three
good.
stories going on. They can be anything we want.
Yeah.
Why don't we get Captain Steubings, like one of his long-lost loves, to come back onto the boat or something? Not Gopher banging a 13-year-old.
Hey, buddy, you know what they say? If there's kelp on the seafloor, go for a swim.
That's right.
Oh my God.
That's a good one. All right.
Can we talk about, is this Kim Richards? Can
Yes.
we talk about her parents? Are they just like, yeah, no, this is a great casting opportunity for you, honey. People see you in a sexy,
that's
not
real
her
parent.
elderly parents,
No, her
but
real
her parents that are in their 30s.
We're looking at a 17-year-old girl, right?
I don't know.
I looked it up.
Oh, okay. Of course you did, yeah.
Well, fuck. Well, you guys are playing grab ass. I'm doing show prep. Okay? Someone's got to do this shit.
You're right.
We're working on that kelp joke.
Or
for
we'll
3
do
months.
your version of the show. What's going on? I don't know. Tried some food.
Go Trojans.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah,
right.
that's not what we got. I was on one of my mommy websites talking about big-breasted mommies.
That's right.
And
Cutting off our boobs.
The pitfalls. Yeah, no, this is real
You're doing
show.
the important work.
This is show prep here.
How old was she?
Scoop over here.
How old was she?
So, as I recall, her date of birth was the same as mine. She was born in 1964. Okay. So, and this is 1982. So she was 18 playing a 13-year-old. Still doesn't get away from the creepiness of Gopher wanting to bang a 13-year-old.
The viewers are supposed to believe she's 13. That's really all that matters.
Yes, that's all that matters.
Well, she had pigtails, she.
That's what they always do. Those big glasses.
They would do this thing too if there was some sense of sort of retarded morality to it. Like at some point, the guy would like corner her and go, "We should go to my cabin and have some champagne. You know what that means?" And they'd get uncomfortable because that was the 13-year-old and then coming out now. That was a reoccurring trope and theme in these kinds of shows. I don't know, Kaylin, do we have any more? Are they out on deck?
Yeah, I have the one of them out on deck. Here you go.
So Gopher is trying to woo her now. He's leaving gifts and stuff because he thinks she's 15 and a half. I don't know what he thinks she is, but he's doing that. The parents find out. They're upset. He's confused because he thinks her older sister is on the ship.
I see.
And at some point, he's trapped her by the railing and is going to close the deal.
You know, Lillian, you have the qualities that I admire most in a woman.
Oh, my God.
Me?
You're beautiful.
Straight A's.
Intelligent. And you're fun to be with.
Learner's permit's only a couple years off.
What time is it?
It's early, I'm sure. It's it's just about midnight.
She's 13.
Well, I better go.
Brushing his hand.
It's past my bedtime. I need my beauty sleep.
Yeah, but Lillian, actually, see, my watch is about 2 minutes past.
Big joke. Gopher's not going to get laid now.
She's running away.
And then at some point, I think, I don't know if you have it, Kaylin, but the parents, they can, here's her now back as the 13-year-old.
The halter top and the braids is sending a confusing signal.
It was all fucked up 70s, 80s shit back then. Sorry, go ahead.
Sound.
What?
Yeah, hi. You want to have breakfast together? Oh, Mommy, Daddy, can I please?
Daddy.
Sure, you kids run along and have
Daddy
fun
died
now.
like 4 years later.
It's Daddy's corpse.
So what happened last night? Well, what do you mean? Well, first you didn't come to dinner, and then your sister told me you were sleeping. Well, I was. But I went to your cabin and knocked and knocked. You never answered. Oh, well, I slept in Mommy and Daddy's cabin last night. I get afraid of the dark sometimes.
Oh, boy.
Boy, you are a baby.
Hi, kids.
Oh, hi. Hi.
Where's your sister?
Oh, she never gets up till dark. She says the sun's bad for her skin.
I can't argue with the results.
Besides, she was out late last night. She said she met Mr. Wonderful and fell in love. She wouldn't tell me who he was.
Hear that? Mr. Wonderful?
I heard.
They're just going to keep going with this shit.
Tell me, what kind of stuff does your sister like?
Oh, you know.
Cool
Training
toys.
orders.
Fashion magazines. Comic
Training
books,
bras.
expensive perfume. Bubble gum. As a matter of fact, if I give her bubble gum, I can get her to do anything I want.
Jesus!
It's harder.
Well, if you guys will excuse me, I can hear Bazooka Joe calling.
Why are Kim...
He's going to get her crate of bubble gum so he can fuck her later.
Ply her.
It's like Seinfeld. Why are Gopher and Kim Richards wearing the same white hot pants?
Well, those are ship issued for Gopher. I don't know.
Bulk.
I don't know Kim's story on that.
Oh, my God. Does he bring bubblegum?
Oh, yeah. He drops off a case of bubble gum to what he thinks is the older sister's room, which is super creepy.
It's good, clean hijinks.
Play of that.
That one I don't have. He does drop it off with a love note, and then the parents find the love note
Right.
and assume Gopher is a pedophile.
Mm-hmm. This show,
hilarious.
this show got 30 million viewers every Friday night. First off, why are these her parents?
I've been looking for you. I have good news for you.
Oh, the sex fiend's in jail.
Oh, no. It was
sex
all a
fiend.
mistake. Gopher left everything at the wrong cabin.
Well, that is good news.
Yes, it was all intended for your older daughter.
Well, Captain, we only have one daughter.
Did you not see them when it came on?
Penny whistle.
Oh my God. That's the transition?
Yes, he's wooing her by the railing.
I have to talk to you.
Doc, your sense of timing leaves a great deal to be desired.
I'm sorry. This will only take a minute. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
By the way, you were just openly, you could just fuck passengers in your uniform.
It's your night.
Great job.
My night? Sure, everybody knows what happens on a second date with Gopher Smith.
Oh my
That's-
God.
They do?
What happened? What do you think? I mean, scented candles in his cabin, red light bulbs in all the lamps.
Red light bulbs.
Oh, I bet he's got those champagne cocktails already made.
She's getting nervous
Sure are
because she's a
lucky.
little girl.
This will be a night you'll never forget.
Yeah, the rape.
Gail, I think you and I better have a little talk
Don't
right
you come
now.
near me.
No.
I'm only
not gonna-
14 years old, Gopher Smith, and if you touch me, I'm going to tell my mommy and daddy. And really, I'm not even 14 yet. I'm 13 3/4.
Thank you.
Okay.
Which I'll call a 13-year-old.
Wait a minute. You called me Gail,
In the eyes of the law.
you know?
Uh-oh, here comes
There they
Grandpa.
are, Captain.
Somebody's going overboard.
Daddy.
That was Grandpa.
This is the best. It's the best series ever.
Gail, what are you doing all dressed up like that?
Just look at your hair and all that makeup.
Uh-oh, go for
I
some
suppose
trouble.
this is your idea.
No, Daddy.
You-
It's not his fault. I was just dressing up like a grown-up to have some fun.
Mr. Gerber, I had no idea.
All right, we get it. Creepy.
Extremely.
Yeah.
There's a great line coming up.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Finish out the
All
clip.
right, there it goes.
Lady, I mean, little girl, I think it's time we had a nice, long talk.
Well, it was just pretend.
Fine. When we get to the cabin, I'm going to give you a pretend spanking.
Ew.
That's the button?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
The fun never starts on the Love Boat. This is horrible.
I know.
Was this them trying to tackle like serious issues?
First off, what do I know about the Love Boat? Only seen every episode 11 times.
They're trying to entrap Gopher for rape.
I
Call him
know.
a sex fiend.
There's a laugh track.
All I'm trying to tell you guys is the 80s, the early 80s, the late 70s, it was a very different time. And we
And how?
approached
You
our
don't say.
sexuality in a very different way.
I'm really disappointed and frightened of the ship's inability to verify the manifest with
Thank
the
you.
passenger.
Yeah, where'd
Thank
the extra
you.
person come from?
Everybody, the captain even thinks that
Yeah,
there's an
there's a
older
sister.
There were pretty.
There's a lot of coke in the 80s.
Yeah, well, also, they got on the boat as a family. So
Yeah,
where is
the
this
three of 'em.
mystery
Right.
older sister, you
God
say?
Damn.
Yeah, they were fast and loose with the manifest because there would be also times when like cab drivers would be carrying luggage and they go, "We're shutting the gate," and they Julie McCoy would be like, "Oh, fine, just stay," you know, like. There was a whole thing where, like, once they pull that gangplank away, hey, man.
You're going on a cruise.
We're just on. You know, it's the couple that's wanting to get divorced and
Right.
she doesn't want to be on the ship. So she just came to sign divorce papers. And all of a sudden it's pulling away. I guess we have to share a cabin. Yeah, they're leaving a lot of money on the table back then. Wow. All right. So also in that we have Bobby Hollander clips to play.
Finally.
We
The bloopers?
yes.
Good.
I will Chris, something I didn't tell you that I wrote down that I forgot, which is I was talking to Dr. Drew, who's in New Orleans for the Mardi Gras Fat Tuesday,
Loves
as
to
it
party.
is today.
Yes, it is.
And he said,
So tomorrow is Ash Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
there's this thing called a Zulu Parade going on. And, you know, Drew's from Pasadena. And I'm like, yeah, what is that? And he's like, oh, boy.
I can do the math.
It is weird. It's black people in like blackface and white people in blackface. And there's a whole Zulu
Wow.
theme. And I'm like, they're still doing that,
going
huh?
strong.
And they're like,
Still
oh, yeah,
allowed.
that's the thing. I mean, you can, Chris, find a few pictures of the Zulu Parade, but it's like they're set in their ways, man.
And everybody participates.
There doesn't nobody seems to be offended. I don't think you could do that shit in California. That's for sure. But Drew was like, it is insane what the Zulu Parade
That's why Drew's down there?
Is insane. It is black folk in blacker face.
Right.
It is brown people in literal blackface with the whole Al Jolson mouth thing whited out. And Drew's so funny because, again, he's a California guy. He's like, what is going on? Is this okay? I'm like, yeah, I guess they do it. And he's like, I don't know what to do.
Don't take any selfies in front of it.
So he called Tyrus, the big black guy from Fox, who's going to be like the grand wizard.
Marshal.
Grand Marshal of one of the parades. And he's like, Tyrus, is this okay? And he's like, yeah, that's what we do.
Wow.
And he's like, wow. Because it feels, I mean, there is, like, you guys.
Is this correct? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, Jimmy Fallon, gets into trouble for playing Sammy Davis Jr. or Chris Rock or something.
Right.
That's not blackface. That is him doing Chris Rock, who is darker than he is. This is flat out blackface.
Is this grandfathered in from some ritual?
It seems that it started in 1909. So I would say that's pretty grandfathered.
Yeah.
A club called the Tramps went to the Pythian Theater to see a musical comedy and about the Zulu tribe, and it just kind of stuck.
Now, I don't know if you're allowed to do the blackface as a white person in the Zulu Parade, but I think you are.
Looks like it.
It looks like it. Anyway, it's like when you live in California versus Louisiana, it's like you're living in some place that has, geographically, it's a few thousand miles apart, but it's also 57 years apart.
Culturally.
Yes, Drew is living in 2022. He's like, what the fuck's going on with the Zulu Parade? And
I hope he jumped in.
Oh, he's the Grand Marshal.
That's it right there, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Front.
Yeah, he
wow.
He got a shoe polish and he's hitting the parade. Oh, there's a picture of him and Tyrus from Mardi Gras. Yeah.
What's Drew doing there exactly?
Listen, whenever
Skin breast exam.
Whenever you can't
ocular breast exams.
Whenever you can't explain anything for Dr. Drew, blame his wife.
Oh, Susan's been posting a lot of selfies from Mardi Gras.
Right.
Oh,
so
fun.
Yeah.
He had some business in Miami, and next thing you know, he's in Louisiana, and that's not Drew is not parade based. He is. I don't know if you know this about him, but
I don't.
I'll guarantee his wife set up a whole thing and then told him, when you're coming home from Miami, you got to stop in Louisiana, and we're going to have a Zulu parade. All right. So I got some Bobby Hollander.
Yes.
I also got some.
How are we going to top this day?
Well, I will say this. The Love Boat doesn't just have one story. They have three stories going simultaneously.
Right.
So the statutory rape Kim Richards story was just one of the stories.
Right.
The other one,
all the plot lines to follow.
The other one revolved around a comedian named Skip Stevenson.
A real comedian?
Oh yeah, his name has been brought up before. I've always been aware of this guy because you would recognize him. He was in one of those shows we always talk about. What also they did 3 of when I was 13, which is That's Incredible, or Those Amazing People, or Those Amazing Pets, or Real People, or what did they?
Real People.
Ordinary, Extraordinary.
He did one of those things when he was really young, and I remember him from that. And I remember he was a stand-up, and then I remember he died at the age of 52. He just had a heart attack in his sleep, I think. But I was like...
Was this the donor guy, the heart donor guy, or is that a different... He was like a comedian too, right? Who guested on the Love Boat. Now that you got part of me, and let's make it the whole thing.
No, this is another story where his wife was getting divorced from him, and he met this beautiful woman, and I was kind of tuned out. I was focused on the Kim Richards story.
Sure.
But I was like, oh yeah, Skip, he's been dead for a lot of years, but he used to be a stand-up, and I want to see what he was doing in his stand-up act. Okay. And he did the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson a couple of times. He was a hot property. And I was watching his stand-up, and I was like, he died in 1992. I was watching him do stand-up, and I was like, oh yeah, this was a totally different time in stand-up. Stand-up was sort of like music. You had like the late 60s, Lenny Bruce, Mort Saul kind of let's get back
Angry.
to basics, Truth Teller stuff.
Right.
And then we get to the later 70s. It was a kind of disco, talk about
Theatrical
nothing.
almost.
There was nothing there. There was no
Right.
meat on the bone. It was all a kind of a patter, a cadence, and a rhythm.
Right.
Stand-up was a rhythm, and the audience would follow the rhythm and kind of know when to laugh. Like if you're talking in front of a bunch of people who didn't speak the
Right.
language, you go bing, bing, bong, and they would just laugh.
But
when
if you looked at
went
the
bong.
transcript, you'd be confused.
Well, I had a heavy heart doing this because it was the jokes were almost nonsensical. It was a full 6-minute set on Carson, but I told Chris, just give me 3 minutes of the best stuff. And I don't know. I guess we can play that. It's not like he's talking about his old hometown or
Right,
whatever.
he's from Nebraska.
Yeah, the studio's in Burbank
Right.
that he's in for the biggest show on TV.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's rhythm. We don't have a helicopter. We got a guy in a hang glider with a flashlight. And it's like, it's rhythm. It's not a joke.
Right.
He will be missed. Sorry.
Let me guess. He didn't get called over to the couch, did he?
Don't think he did.
I feel like I'm being gaslit because I'm now 98% sure you brought in a clip months ago of the Love Boat where there's a guy who donated a part of a heart or a liver or something.
That did happen.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the guy.
It is?
Yeah, Skip. I'm sure he's made multiple appearances.
It's not on
the
his
Love Boat.
wiki. They really buried it.
Well, we can find. Well, maybe Brian thinks it was.
I just
bet it
remember
was.
the pattern of speech, and he was so stiff. He was like, well, as long as you got the part of me, you must make it the whole thing.
Yeah.
And she was like begging him to get married. Like, really? You mean it? And he's like, yeah, why not?
Hey, Brian, I don't want to talk about the Love Boat, okay? You
get
want me to
over
do a
it, Brian.
podcast where you talk about the Love
He
Boat,
called
but
his
my
kid
audience...
Charlie or something.
Yes.
Brian, he was on the Love Boat and played Peter Andrews and Larry Winters. And
He was on more than one episode?
yeah,
Oh.
I think he might have been like one of the entertainers in one of them.
Well,
Because it says it was in Sketchy Love. But the Mallory Quest, part 1 and part 2, wasn't that a 2-parter?
if it says part 1 and part 2,
No, the one Brian's talking about.
It sounds very familiar, is all I can
Are
say.
you saying there's alcohol involved when you're watching these things?
Look, it's in the wee hours. I'm not driving the house. I'm just sitting in it.
Peter Andrews.
We'll see if we can... Well, look, we can find... Let's just watch the rest of Skip's stand-up on the Tonight Show.
That's what's important.
California's pretty laid back, though. They're even making cars out here now with glass bottoms, so if you run over somebody, you can just back up and see if you know them,
All right, hold on. What does that mean? Why does that have to do with laid back?
To identify the body?
But then keep driving?
Yeah.
But as far as that, they're making... So he goes, California's pretty laid back. So you think you're going to get some talk about smoking pot or hanging out at the beach or something.
Not working.
And then you go, they're making cars with glass bottoms.
So that...
But what's laid back about running over?
I guess not getting out of your car?
If you don't know them, you keep driving.
See, if you run over them, then you can back over them again, look down and go, hey, it's Carl.
Hey, keep that.
Yeah, Dawson is good.
You just punched up one of your new bits.
You did a good act out.
Give me the hey, it's Carl one more time.
Hey, it's Carl.
Yep, that's a laugh break.
It sure is.
Although, you think Stewart is funnier than Carl? Try Stewart, let's see.
Hey, it's Stewart, everybody.
No, I like Carl. Carl's better.
Your first instinct was right.
Sorry, that one's on me. I was trying to beat it, and I couldn't.
No bad ideas.
Okay, sorry, and...
Hey, I'd like to close by reminding you that I was here. Thank you.
Self-deprecating.
He's wearing a crazy sweater with no
It's like a
undershirt.
poncho.
What's the design? What's the art on the front of that?
I don't know. It looks
Birds,
like it
maybe?
belongs
Men at work?
inside a pyramid. I don't know.
Is he trying to be... Is his joke anti-comedy? Is it ironic?
It's not a question you want to ask.
You know what I mean? I'd like to
No.
remind you that I was here. Thank you. Good night.
Oh, that
the
is.
whole vibe.
All I know is it was so much about cadence and so little about substance that if you watch it, comics of this era.
That's a great example of what you're talking about.
Not Seinfeld, but other comedians, they were doing their impersonation of a comedian, and they could do the cadence, but they couldn't do the thoughts.
the words.
There's a clip, and I don't know, it's probably too hard to find, but it's from one of those I Am Comic documentaries. Jeff Foxworthy saying that exact same thing, which is like, there's a rhythm, there's a music to the joke, ba-da, works, but ba-da, doesn't work, and that's like his whole take on it.
And, the different eras, just like music, had their different cadence.
Right.
So this was sort of a kind of a happy, we're out of Vietnam.
Yeah.
It's not, no more war protests.
No more thinking.
Nixon's gone. We're sort of in this energy base. Not the whole point is like, what were they saying in disco songs? They were just like, get up and boogie, ba-na-na-na-na, get up and boogie. Like, they weren't saying anything either. He's not saying anything either. It was more just the vibe.
You're right. Yeah, there were no answers blowing in the wind in this set.
Well put.
Very well put. All right. We got Bobby Hollander. Yes, Skip played the kidney donor, so says Chris. More redemption for Paul Bryan.
When Brian gets that angry, I want to prove him right because he's obviously onto something.
Yes, I forgot that he was he was a kidney donor in that other episode. 1970. Oh, sorry, that would be probably the early 80s or late 70s. All right.
Really had an impression on you, Brian.
Let me tell you about Simply Safe U.S. News. PC Magazine and Popular Science all rank Simply Safe Home Security as the best home security of 2021, and U.S. News just named Simply Safe best home security of 2022. It's a great company. They started this company because one of their friends from college got ripped off and they didn't have a good security system, so they built their own. Protect every door, window, and room 24/7. Backed by the best professional monitoring in the business, ready to dispatch police, firefighters, or EMTs. Less than $1 a day. Set it up yourself in around 30 minutes. No long-term contracts or commitments. Try it for 60 days for free. Customize your home's perfect system in just a few minutes at simplysafe.com/Adam. Go today for free indoor security camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring. That is simplysafe.com/Adam. 2 I's in there, simplysafe.com/Adam. All right, we'll take a quick break. Come back with Bobby Hollander right after this.
It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Adam, I've driven all over the U.S., but I've never driven to California. I just learned that there are border checkpoints driving into the state. At first I thought that couldn't be possible, but apparently it's true. Then I thought, well, it must be because they're checking for guns because of their harsher gun laws, or maybe to stop drug smuggling or illegal aliens. No. Fruit! Checking for fruit! You pussies are afraid of fruit! Get it on.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
Yeah. Whenever you drive from Vegas, there's one. It's so funny when you pull up into any one of those things. You've been in Vegas for 3 days. You're driving home. You see that fruit checkpoint. And I'm always have that weird thing of like, do I have any papayas in the car?
Do I have any fruit?
Like just that weird thing. Yeah. It's like when you're at the airport and the dog is sniffing you. It's like, I got a pipe bomb up my ass. Like it's just a weird thought. Like I must have done something. Yep. All right. We got Bobby Hollander. So can we, Dawson, can we hear just a little Bobby Hollander just to set the table, just 30 seconds of nut explosions? So
while he gets that set up, who were the heroes that went and combed through this videotape?
Well,
it took several days.
We did it collectively.
Oh, I bet. Passed it around from house to house.
It all started with Adam walking into my office with me and Gary, and I think Ryan was in there, and Adam just pops the DVD in, and we all watch a little bit together, and then Ryan took over the rest and watched it on his own.
Oh, I bet.
Sifted through.
Some gold. So here's the great Bobby Hollander from not this movie, but as we know him.
Hi. You thought it was Alfred, but it's not. My name is Bobby Hollander, and I'd like to introduce you to a tape called The Personal Touch. Now, The Personal Touch is something different in home entertainment. It's strictly adult, strictly X, and it's hot. It's so hot, it's going to blow your balls off. It's going to want to make you wet your panties. It's going to want to make you reach in and grab it. It's going to want to make you come right on your television screen.
Around.
The Personal Touch means personal touch. It stars Shauna Grant, Sharon Mitchell, Paul Thomas, Ron Jeremy, Dominique, a newcomer to the screen, Gene Harlow. The Personal Touch was shot on videotape to give you the finest quality in adult entertainment. It's going to let you, the home viewing audience, get out of your bed, off your couch, out of the bar, and you guys that are watching it in a bar, we're going to be into the bathroom in a minute, pulling your wang-wang. I don't mean to say it in an obscene way.
Too late.
We wanted to make it that way. Shauna Grant in this film, whose stars you've seen in Penthouse, you've seen in Swank, High Society, Chic, Hustler, Velvet. You've jerked off to her in Genesis and Gallery.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous. She's young, she's blonde, and she has a body that'll blow you away.
The
She's
music
going to
is
tell you
coming
how
now.
you can write to her personally and get a free, black and white, personally autographed photo.
All right. I just like that he hits video and black and white as if those are big talking
Cutting
points.
edge.
Also, we're going to get you out of your bed, off the sofa
Yeah.
to beat off.
Yeah, I thought isn't that where you guys do it?
Onto what? The trampoline in the backyard? Listen, you just eliminated my 2 beat off
Right.
spots. That's
On the elliptical.
one could rub one out in the shower, but we couldn't watch your movie.
Right.
Yeah, where are we on? The treadmill?
Doesn't make any
the
sense.
rowing machine? Onto the lawn? Where are we going to beat
Peloton.
off? You got
In
us
the
out of our
gazebo.
bed. I mean, at
The
least when
neighbor's
you're
yard.
talking about watching it at the world's best bar.
Right.
Fuck ESPN. Let's get something hardcore on this shit.
It's the scene in the movie where I was like, quiet, quiet, quiet. Bobby Hollander's talking.
Right.
In the bar.
But at least in the bar, he sort of gave you some marching orders. You go to
Right.
the bathroom.
Right.
You're not
You're
beating
not a
off
pig.
at the bar.
No.
But you don't want to, mess up those pickled eggs.
Right. I don't want to contradict you. I do think he's saying it's going to make you want to come right onto your video screen, your TV screen.
When he's saying around here.
Yeah. I think he's saying come right onto.
Oh, he's saying around.
He really is?
I heard around.
He
Oh, I
said
didn't.
around.
Okay.
You got to come around.
How?
Well,
You
know
walk
what?
in a circle and mark it?
I'll take this out of you. You know when they would show the guest stars of the Love Boat, and there'd be like a life preserver ring around
Right.
the face.
Maybe I was just trying to make
Thank you.
sense of what he was saying.
When he's talking about the TV, what
Yeah.
you're going to do, it's come right on your
That's
TV.
what I thought.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I heard come
right
around.
on.
Come right on to your
What does that mean? That doesn't
Well, you
make
at
any
least
sense.
come on the screen as opposed to
let's-
around
now,
it.
Now, the only way you can play this game is if you don't say the phrase that you think
Right.
he
Or try and
said.
hear the opposite.
You have to
Right.
just be, just
Neutral.
All right, here we go.
It's going to want to make you come right on your television screen.
Oh, yeah,
it
right.
right
on your television
Yeah,
screen?
right. He's around and right on. Kind
Okay,
of took them both. All right, so
What do we got?
it's the new Yanni or Laurel.
Right. That's
Remember
right.
that one?
Yes, I
forgot
do.
about that.
Around.
Is the dress blue or gold?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
So Bobby's going to tell Sharon Mitchell what to say.
Okay.
A lot of the actresses were having difficulty acting.
Skip, I want you to keep going. Don't worry about me. I want you to try to treat this left leg a little or get in another position where her asshole is in that lens.
Right.
Okay? Sharon, I want you to tell the guy who's watching this, I hope you're pulling your prick. I hope you're sitting on your couch in your living room pulling your dick. I hope you're shooting all over your living room carpet. Get up to your screen. I want to suck your prick while he's fucking me. And I'm coming in for the real close-up, your mouth. You got this guy's dick right in your mouth while he's fucking. Get off the living room couch.
She's
You know what I'm
naked.
saying?
She's in the prone
That's it,
position.
while
He's
fucking.
yanking his butt.
All right? But just, I know it's
By the way, hold on a
This is
second.
business.
To be fair to the actor who's behind her, I don't know how long I could keep an erection with Bobby Hollander spittle. I want you to, tell him. No, you look down that lens.
You tell the other guy.
Right.
Yeah. This guy's working overtime behind her.
Got to keep the blood flowing.
Yeah.
This is pre-Viagra.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
These guys were heroes.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Right? But just, I know it's a bit, Skip, but just try to, on camera, just get that leg out of the way. We'll go for the comp shot. Okay? But make sure you get those words out. Tell that motherfucker, Bevan, get off that chair, you motherfucker. Get off your living room couch, get out of your bed. Whip your dick out. I hope you're jerking off watching me. I want you to shoot right in my mouth. Shoot right on your TV screen. You know what I'm saying? You shoot right over.
I got you.
Yeah, Bobby, why don't you do it?
Being plowed from behind, Bobby.
I want you to come on my ass and I want you to come in my face.
Whoa.
When does she start?
Those are earrings you're hearing.
Yeah. All right. So
God, she is so over, Bobby.
I'm sorry, was that a porn blooper?
This whole video is just it was really weird. It's just like a bunch of raw footage.
Outtakes? Because that seemed to go according to plan.
Yeah.
Akin to Peter Jackson's Beatles documentary. It was just like it really just like kind of.
I saw Ringo smoking in one of them.
There was no he put it in the wrong hole and then there's a penny whistle sound.
Yeah, but he's a very hands-on director. By the way, Sharon Mitchell. So she founded the Adult Industry Medical Healthcare Foundation, which tested over 1,000 film performers for STDs and HIV, and then there was a data breach, which gave out all the info, and now it got closed down because of the breach.
They spoke to her in lots of those documentaries about healthcare for these guys.
Now Bobby argues with the girl who refuses to say, "Put your tongue in my asshole."
That wasn't arguing.
Suck my pussy juices out.
Good. Gene,
Ron Jeremy. Waterbed.
Stick your tongue up my ass. Let's see if you can say it now, Gene. Go. All right, camera, pick up on Gene. She's gonna say, "Stick your tongue up my ass." Come on,
his head's just vibrating.
Waterbed.
She won't say it. Taking a stand.
She's got her pride.
Stick your tongue up my asshole. Stick your tongue up my asshole. Come on, Gene. Now. Stick your tongue up my asshole.
Parents listen to this in the car.
Oh, shit. Gene, please. Jeannie, stick your tongue up my asshole. Can you hear me?
Hold on. Ron Jeremy's got to be like, "Hold your ground, girl. Stay steady.
Stay the course."
Yeah.
What is happening?
Sorry. Keep playing.
Can she hear me up there?
Stick your tongue up my asshole. I won't say it.
Oh, shit.
Because I don't do that. I don't do it in real life. I just,
You're an actress.
See, this is the move.
You think Marlon Brando's a pirate in real life?
Stick your tongue up my asshole. Ronnie, you tell her. Stick your tongue up your asshole.
Got a mouthful of bush.
He hasn't come up for air.
Yeah. I think Bobby felt like he's probably lost control of the production at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can she hear me?
She has her pride.
Well, I mean, she doesn't do it in real life.
Okay.
But, she's also playing the theme of this is, he's dropping off the pizza and she doesn't.
Is that
doesn't
how you
fuck
greet the Domino's
pizza
guy?
delivery guy. Yeah. This is the illusion.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is her
this
Waterloo.
Is Lori. Oh, this is Lori White and Shauna Grant. Oh, this one I saw in the bad acting.
Oh, good.
This is the bad. Yeah. This is Bobby trying to put words in their mouth.
Yeah, so it starts off with Bobby just trying to go over the script, and they're like, we got it, and then we're going to see some of the takes.
Deep inhale.
I know, but let's get the...
Doesn't that... Okay, do you see what you're saying this, you can read it right from the script.
I know exactly how you want it. I know exactly how
Okay,
to talk.
right from the script.
Hi, my name is Laurie Smith, and I've been a nude model. I have been a model and an actress in adult films for approximately 4 years. I'm Shauna Grant.
Ooh.
You may recognize me from magazines
Sister?
such as Chic, Hustler, Penthouse, Swank, Genesis, any of the rest of them.
Cut.
Sure, Newsweek.
Sorry, thank you.
I'm sorry.
Now that you know me, I'd like you to meet a friend of mine. She's...
And I hope to... I forget what I'm saying. Line, please.
Make you
And
come.
also, my good friend, Shauna Grant.
That's right.
Okay, then I know.
It's a
Okay,
video
that's
for the
it.
fans out there.
I just needed a cue. I got it.
Before we go,
I got
tell
it.
you
I
about
got it.
getting a
I got
personal
it.
autograph.
Got it. Because we intend to present to you a show that we feel is a different approach to video.
Unless you got it.
And for the fans.
And for those fans out there that we know we have a special offer. If you would like a picture of me or Lori, just send your name and address.
Cut.
I know. I'm sorry, Bobby. Let me do it without the script first.
No. Take a look at it. Just take a look at it. You went blank.
Shauna doesn't have that newcomer vibe she had from the first video.
No.
Shauna Grant and Laurie Smith take 38, 39, 40, 41, and 42.
Bobby's got his shirt off here.
This is intercut throughout the entire video. They're kind of just hosting.
Making fun of everybody.
Clips. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the TMZ pen.
Yeah, you can see why a 19-year-old version of Adam Carolla is very disappointed in this product.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to get, Alan Funt, maybe Alan Cunt, like something. Because
Dick Clark.
This to me, when I rented this at it was like Video Barn in Studio City, I was like, I'd found my Reese's peanut butter cup.
Right.
I was like, I got a sense of humor and I love pornography. Like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
It's on. It's video bloopers.
This is sad.
Yeah, it was sad.
That being said, I'd like to see more.
Well, we'll find you.
There's more. There's more of this bad acting if you want. This thing goes on for like 8 minutes.
We got time?
No. We could watch it.
All right. Well, we'll cut together more of Bobby Hollander's porn bloopers. Is that what he calls it?
Do you think when Dee Snider was coming up with his look, he was like, Shauna Grant, 1985?
Yeah.
Spot.
Yeah.
Same.
Right. Well, did she kill herself in 83?
Oh,
I'm trying to think.
well,
But I see what you're
thank
saying. Big hair, Shauna Grant.
Don't care.
Yeah. Let's see. Someone has a rich man, poor man for us. Also has a blues traveler story. So let me talk to Abraham, 42, from, where is that? Capitola. East of Java?
Yeah. Capitola is right outside of Santa Cruz.
Ah, yeah.
Nice part of town.
Yeah. Yeah, really nice little village outside of it. It's been treating us really well. So, I have been listening to Get It On, the Loveline archive.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been just awesome. I mean, I started from the very beginning. I've been listening to it for about a week straight, just episode after episode. It's been awesome, but I'm telling you that because I'm starting a little notes thing in my iPhone for ideas. And, I get to kind of come up with these rich man, poor mans and these ideas because of, kind of just engulfing myself in your product.
Yeah.
So,
no one ever thought there would be a market for radio shows that ran already. But first off, judging from the 40 minutes I just dedicated to the Love Boat from 1982, evidently there's some nostalgia out there.
Right.
Then look no further than Skip on Carson, because now they're running reruns of Carson. And we all kind of started off with the reruns of I Love Lucy and stuff, but we never thought there'd be a rerun of radio shows. But on the other hand, and we always kind of thought, oh, no one's going to want to, but I don't know, why not? If they're enjoyable, they're enjoyable.
Well, it's just like the movies. They're coming out with the new, I'm dating myself, but they came out with the new Charlie's Angels, and they came out with the new blah, blah, blah. And, I think that the recycling or upchucking of old material is starting to come into the podcast world or radio, because I was looking for the Grease Man, because you were doing some Grease Man bits back in the day. And I was like, I remember that guy.
Grease Man. Yeah.
Yeah, Grease Man was freaking crazy. So it's cool that Gio actually captured all this stuff. It's very rare, I would assume, that somebody's done what he does. So it's a big, hats off to him.
No, we're very, look, I got a bunch of old race cars that they couldn't give away 3 years after they were done racing them because no one gave a shit. And now they're worth something. That's just how we roll as a
That's
society.
the world.
Thank you, Abraham.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Oh, wait, you got your Rich Man, Poor Man?
I didn't know if you wanted a Rich Man, Poor Man or a Blues Traveler, or if the Blues Traveler was good enough that I could fit a Rich Man, Poor Man in there.
Yeah, well, we would have no way of knowing if the Blues Traveler story was good enough until after we hear it.
Yeah.
Let's hear the Rich Man, Poor Man based on that.
Rich Man, Poor Man.
Oh, Rich Man, Poor Man is, after hearing all of these Loveline episodes and what you guys went through to keep the show going and entertaining and, kind of moving in a forward direction, Rich Man, Poor Man, having really shitty jobs. Because doing that radio show did not sound easy. Listening to it now that I'm 42, I'm like, oh my God, like, I want to strangle like everybody on the show who calls in. They
Grab that.
have no phone etiquette.
I feel your pain.
Yeah, I think we're probably good with the Blues Traveler.
I know. I'm telling you, it's a wonder how people think that your career has been easy or has been given to you. I know that you have your rants about sleeping in a garage and all that shit, but as well.
All right, Abraham.
Thank you so much.
A slower way of life.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Abraham.
Yeah, it's laid back up there in Capitola.
Probably has that glass bottom car that Skip was talking about.
Yeah, that's right. In case you run over someone in the ocean.
All right, comedian Jeremiah Watkins is going to join us. I don't think I got a spot. No. So take a quick break. We'll come back with Jeremiah right after this.
And now, Alcoa presents Definitely Not a Jew on the Adam Carolla Show. Dateline, Maryville, Tennessee. A 31-year-old food delivery app contractor was charged with misdemeanor assault and offensive touching after he was arrested for dipping his testicles in a customer's salsa! Definitely not a Jew!
Jeremiah Watkins has joined us. Got a show coming up at the Comedy Store March 8th, and also does a show called, very near and dear to our hearts, Stand Up on the Spot, because we do a sort of version of that as well. And it's got some podcasts, got a special out called Jeremiah Watkins Family Reunion, which is shot in Kansas City, where we're going in a week or so. Mm-hmm. Good to see you, Jeremiah.
Yeah, good to be here. Thanks for having me.
So I see here that you were graduate of Second City and trained by the Groundlings. Is that kind of where the stand-up on the spot came in, and how does it work?
Yeah, on Stand Up on the Spot, all the comics go up with no prepared material, ask the audience for suggestions, just like an improv show, and then the audience shouts stuff out, and then the comic decides how quickly they want to latch on to a topic and vamp on it, or they can take the next one. So it's all choose your own adventure as soon as they start interacting with the audience.
When did that become a thing? Like, how long have you been doing it?
I've been doing it over 12 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, I started.
So we ripped you off
at Second City. I started at Second City, and then I did it at the Improv. I did it at the Comedy Store. Did it at 3 clubs, Theater Row on Santa Monica Boulevard. And then started doing it at festivals around the country and different stuff like that. Yeah.
But you might want to start incorporating the pass element. I didn't know that was an option. That's good.
The thing, I do it with a ping pong ball, so we can't.
Oh, nice.
Can't pass. But there is a thing that anyone who's done improvisational comedy will get, which is when you go to the audience. I mean, I don't think it's a trick. You go to the audience, you go shout out a location, and you're going to get the Vatican.
Right.
But
McDonald's.
over here, you're going to hear Jiffy Lube.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know shit about the Vatican.
I heard Jiffy Lube.
I know everything about a Jiffy Lube. All right, we'll go with Jiffy Lube.
Yeah.
So you do get
That's what I heard first.
You get a little.
I heard.
You get a little choice in there, which is helpful. Still, you got to deliver.
Yeah.
But it helps if you can pick out one you like amongst
for sure.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's kind of a free for all when the audience is yelling stuff out. So I definitely tell the comic, I'm like, choose which one that suits you the best. You don't have to choose one that you don't like, because you're the one who has to talk about it.
And it's also, so there's like two things working simultaneously when you're doing it this way, which is, one is it's scary because you don't have set prepared material, but you're not graded like you have set prepared material, whether it's discussed or not. The audience knows that you don't have honed material.
Yeah, they're in on it. Yeah,
they're
that
in
helps.
on it, and they act accordingly.
It's exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, I try to train them real well before I bring up the next comic. Like, I do an opening example set, and then they're pretty prepped by the time I get up there. They're like, okay, this is what the theme is. And then after the comics do their sets, I join them on stage, and we take suggestions together and riff on them together. So it's pretty fun.
Is this Belly, Maine, original room?
In the Belly, yeah. I like it in the Belly because it's super intimate, and you're kind of right on top of the audience, and then you can kind of filter out the suggestions a little bit better than I've done in big rooms. I did one time at Just for Laughs, where it was an outside festival show, and that was hard because people are screaming in like different languages and stuff. And then I was like,
Damn
okay,
French Canadians.
Wow.
Adam Ray's going up and has been up.
Yeah, he's on the show on Tuesday, March 8th at the Comedy Store. He's a favorite of the show. He's, a good buddy, and we do a lot of stuff together online and just in comedy in general, and he's a favorite of the show for sure.
So I heard you and Gina talking before the show.
He's a neighbor.
Are neighbors.
Blah, 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 Kansas, blah, blah, blah.
Kansas.
Yeah. That's why he said he went to Blue Valley, and I said, which one? Because only a Kansan would know to ask. Now, he got me on that saying the original Blue Valley school, but yeah, he's a neighbor.
Yeah.
You guys get, there is something to be said from coming from a place. First off, you get the local boy makes good. I've been in show business for 30 years. There's no one in the North Hollywood Gazette that's ever done a puff piece on me making good.
Well, you're no Christy Canyon.
That's true.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a tough bar to
top
jump
that.
over,
And also, there is no camaraderie when you're from the San Fernando Valley. You don't get a lot of. I mean, there's a little bit of Bryan Cranston was from Chatsworth, and I was from North Hollywood, but there's not quite what you guys have.
Do you think porn stars have that camaraderie because they're from the Valley, and then they hit it off like, hey, we grew up in the same parts?
I think they showed up in the Valley.
The
They have
boss let 'em on.
a little something called camaraderie.
That's right.
Which is much different. Yeah, you do the sound. I'll say.
All right, perfect. I'll do the Foley.
I'm talking about camaraderie. I could be the next Bobby Hollander.
But I think so. I think it's fun. You tell me that we're not in Overland Park anymore,
right?
And God bless it, great place to grow up, fine and dandy. But that's not what you probably envisioned. It's not what I envisioned to stay there.
I loved growing up there, but there's not. If you want to do something like this, it's pretty difficult to stay home. So yeah.
When did you start, and what was the plan, and what did your parents think you were going to be doing? Like when you were in high school, what did you think you were going to be doing?
So I moved out to LA in summer 2009, and I had a pretty set. I was doing like broadcasting and filmmaking and making like short films and stuff in high school. So I knew for quite a while that I wanted to do entertainment. And before that, though, growing up, I think because my parents, probably wanted this, I wanted to be some kind of doctor growing up. And I think it was just because on a career day, like it showed towards the back of the book, the people who made the most money.
Oh, sure.
And
Right.
I was like, what about that?
Yep.
6 figures? That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's funny you said like an AV guy because you're young, you're 33, and so schools have a department where you could actually edit something or film something. When I was in high school, AV meant you got to push the projector,
the TV set,
roll it on
Mr. Saponzi's class, and give them like STDs and you, and then you'd rewind it, and then you'd push the projector back. There was no actual artistry in it. You pushed. I didn't do it, but it was really just a way to get out of doing stuff. Like,
you
go
on the crew.
push that projector over there, and then go get it, and then bring it back.
You were the anchor for the school news station.
No, we had a school newspaper, but it never came out.
The news station. You didn't have
we
like,
didn't have a
no,
state.
no.
We didn't have
I was the news anchor for
There you go.
Were you?
Yeah. Welcome to Tiger TV.
Wow, is that what you guys were, the Tigers?
Yeah, we're the Tigers. So it was Tiger TV, and we do news stories about random people and teachers in the school, and then they had a program outside of that was called BV TV. That if you were good enough at Tiger TV, then that was like the next level up that you'd audition for.
Like the cable access?
Pretty much, yeah. And then that went out to the whole community.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Everyone always looks at all that stuff as like kind of a joke, but the main reason I got onto TV or got into radio is everyone is like, oh, you met Jimmy Kimmel, but Jimmy Kimmel wasn't really convinced that I could do stuff, because I was his boxing coach. So it's like, he thought I was a funny enough guy. But I brought him a tape of me doing one of those public access, was Eagle Rock channel, whatever,
Call
public
in.
access. Literally had my home phone number on the bottom, just people randomly call.
I used to do the business cards the first 5 years in LA. I was like, here you go. Here's my phone number and my home address.
And it seems like
It's gonna drop by.
it all seems like nothing,
Yeah.
and it's not even minor leagues. It's minor leagues. But it is you learning something.
Yeah.
It is a process, and to the right eye or the right ear, like young Jimmy, he was able to pop in this sloppily made thing and go, the production is worth shit. But that guy seems funny.
Yeah, there's something there.
Yeah, that's what kind of sold it.
Yeah, that's how I got my first job in morning radio in Kansas City. Was I auditioned for like a man on the street kind of position, and I'd made a comedic music video that I submitted to them that it was called a love ballad for Oprah, and they ended up my morning radio name ended up being Stedman on.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
You got to have a handle.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to know who you work
They're
for.
like, Jeremiah, that's too long. It's not a radio name. You're Stedman. I was like, all right.
Talking about Oprah. Who did you work with?
I worked with his name was Dick Dale. Dick Dale in the mornings.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
What-
Guitar legend.
That's right.
What
Played all the
format
Hawaiian
was
songs.
It was 96.5 The Buzz.
Oh, God. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Do you remember that station?
I don't, but I haven't been home in a long time.
Do you remember like Mix 93
Of
or
course.
Oldies 95?
Of
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. The staples
Johnny
of Kansas.
Dare, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Johnny Dare, very nice guy.
Chris says there's a clip of my public access show.
Oh, let's watch.
Or they keep yelling. They keep yelling "fuck" in it.
Live, you're on the air, on the house. Give me your home improvement question, your home fix-it question. I'd love to answer it for you.
Fuck you.
Okay, who is this?
You.
Okay, I've been doing this for 10 years.
Okay, you.
Okay.
9-year-old. Sometimes people just call and go fuck, until I hung up on them.
That's entertainment on a Saturday night.
Yeah, but you couldn't argue with the cash, man. When the
That's
general
right.
man. No.
Back up the Brinks truck.
Is Dick Dale.
Dick Dale.
Is the Eagle Rock public access station still there? Such a weird thing. Well, anyway, so now you find your way onto morning radio.
Yeah.
As Stedman.
And I did that for a year and a half until everyone got fired at the station that was under that morning show umbrella.
Mazel tov.
And are you doing bits?
I would do man on the street bits. I'd go out and ask people like dumb man on the street type questions and then bring that back in, and then they'd play it, and then I would screen calls as they were coming in and tell people who won prizes and different stuff like that.
Yeah, nobody.
Brian and I both done that.
That morning show is boot camp for comedy, and it's just sort of boot camp for production too. Because I remember so often Jimmy was the sports guy, but Jimmy's also sort of side producing all these bits, and it was all like, I got this newspaper article and we can get this person on get Lorena Bobbitt on the phone, it was like, get her on the phone, where's she work, it was like no production, no time, no budget, but great boot camp, like just working every muscle you need to work to then go out and do something related to it.
Yeah, I remember one, we would do crazy bits occasionally, and one that we did was they auctioned off my forehead for a bulldog charity, and the highest bidder I think paid a few $100, and it was like autumn fall apartments that was on my head for like a week that somebody like inked in, and I was going to community college at the time, and they also cut my hair into a mullet so you could see the tattoo nice and big, and that was just. Even though it was radio, they took pictures, threw it up on the website, and it was something about doing the craziness like while people are hearing it at home.
Yeah, Jimmy pulled a piece of Canadian bacon out of an Egg McMuffin, put a thumbtack through it, put it on a cork board in Frank Murphy's office, put the date under it, and 1 year later ate it.
Oh, is alive to tell the tale. No ptomaine poison.
That's morning.
Yeah.
That's morning radio.
That's right. We made Pruno.
There was no content between the time he put it on there and we had to wait. A lot of dead air, which is still, we do day number 37, things like that.
Ham watch.
Might have interview a guy who worked at the McDonald's we bought it from, but that's about all the content we had.
Worth it.
Yeah, Jimmy even played, probably couldn't do this today, he played the Chupacabra. He played like...
Let me guess, did he have an accent?
A little bit. Yeah, like there was just whatever. There's someone's talking about the Chupacabra in Mexico. What if we had the Chupacabra call in? You know, can anyone do a Chupacabra voice?
That's the other thing. It's all immediate. You know what I mean? It's like
topical.
Rarely more than a day in advance.
It's very MacGyver-y.
Yeah.
Like you
Creative
don't have
problem-solving.
a Home Depot and a full tool chest. You got some bubble gum and a paper clip, and we got to make this thing work. But a bass.
Yeah, he kind of freaked out one time. I came in about 20 minutes early because they were kind of setting everything up for the show, and I didn't know that there was a lot of pre-production that went involved with people calling in that were not like real people calling in and stuff like that. And I saw behind the curtain, and he's like, "Don't tell anybody about this."
Yeah,
like,
you got to sign something.
You're endangering your family just saying the truth.
I know. It's scary.
Yeah, there's some of the stuff was cooked. Like I don't remember if it was Ryan Seacrest or whoever. Someone used to do it out here where they would do those taped phone calls.
Rick Dees.
Was that Rick Dees?
He got busted by Kevin and Bean for doing an Eminem phone call when in fact it was one, the record label would send out Eminem answering questions and the DJ would ask. And of course he was like, I can't do Rick D. He's like, that's great, Em. Now tell me about the new album. He's like, well, the new album, as though they're having a conversation.
Ah.
Kevin and Bean had like a big, big expose, if you will.
Oh, that was, remind me, I haven't brought this up. Oh, God, what was his name? Who did, Chris, find the song Mr. Jaws. Because that was a whole, I don't think of the guy's name, it was like Stewie Baker or something, one of those names. But there was a whole genre of taking song clips and doing the fake interview in front of them, which you guys will know, which is perfect. Also,
Hang on loosely figured into a lot of those.
Dickie Goodman. So the other thing too is I would do Mr. Burcham and other things for like the syndicated radio, whatever. So they thought if you listen in Kansas City that I was on the Kansas City station as Mr. Burcham, but they were just buying it off the wire. A lot of illusions going on. 1975, Mr. Jaws.
Yep, peaked at number 4.
Number 4.
Wow.
go on for?
How long does it feel, or how long is it?
Right.
Probably,
Close out the show.
We didn't even make it
it's
halfway.
probably 2:41 in real life. It just feels like 9 minutes.
Right. But when that came out, people were slapping their knees.
It's genius.
Just
Chris
barfing
Rock,
on themselves.
Chris Rock has a couple of those on some of his old albums.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, I got to
Really?
figure out. Yeah, one or two of them. I've heard them multiple times.
Is Dickie Goodman dead, Chris? Because if not, Argus
Book him.
can book him.
There's a God.
He died in '89.
Oh,
89.
man. So so you do mornings? It's the schedule's kind of tough.
Yeah, I would. Some of the craziest work schedules that I've still had to this day. I was doing morning radio where I was there from like 5:30 to 10:30. Then I would go and work at a car wash in Kansas City from like 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then I'd go to night school at 6 o'clock to like 9:30 or 10, do homework, rinse, repeat.
Jesus Christ.
Impressive.
Yeah, but it's a good base. I was talking to my son about this last night, and he's like, I hate school and I don't care about college. And I was like, that's fine, but you got to work. You have to figure out some base where you know
I knew
how to
that
work.
I was gonna go out to LA pretty early, and I still value. I got an associate's degree, and it more just taught me just how to be an adult and how to like get my stuff together in a very short amount of time after high school. So I still, not that I use much of my associate's degree knowledge, but it's more just like about becoming like a human being, like outside of like your parents' care and stuff like that.
It's grit. Working
Yeah.
from 5:30 in the morning till 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm starting to really realize that you sort of compartmentalize and you go, well, what good did working at the Flask Liquor, how's that aid me now, or how did working at A&B Carpets or ABC Closets, and it's like I'm now realizing it's all just a bouillabaisse. It all just goes into one big crock pot, and you use all of it, and maybe not at the same time or for every application, but it's all there. Especially when especially when you're doing stand-up. Or made-up stand-up.
Yeah, even when I was doing like the car wash, like it was a bunch of guys who were trying to make each other laugh all day, like in between washing cars, and it's like that gives you confidence. Like, oh, okay, maybe I can do this for other people outside. You're trying to egg on your friend and make them laugh and all that stuff, and that like you said, it's a big part of a weird crock pot of comedy.
And Adam and Brian in Kansas, these are the guys that are at the car wash.
The gingers.
Jeremiah Watkins.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I keep getting called a ginger recently, and it's a
Ginger
new,
ass.
it's a new feeling for me.
You never had
What are you
that.
used to?
I never
Blondish.
Yeah, like a maybe strawberry blonde
Yeah.
at most.
Yeah.
like a dirty blonde.
You're not Johnny Whitaker. Who
You're not Ed Sheeran.
Find me a nice picture of Johnny Whitaker, Chris, and then you'll know what a real ginger is.
Yeah.
Circa 1975. But no, what it is we found this word called ginger, and we want to use it.
It's a fun word.
Yeah.
It's a fun word, and so we'll loosely apply
We'll
it.
find a way.
Like we'll go, that fire hydrant's a ginger.
Yeah. It's got the two soft G's.
Well, when
That Corvette's a ginger.
When Spice Girls came out, we didn't know what a ginger spice was.
No,
didn't know
we
whether-
left it alone.
But Ed Sheeran had an interview recently where he said South Park is the reason it ruined redheads, because that's when they had like the gingers and the gingivitis, and it was this whole joke everyone was saying. And he goes, "Thank God people were only aware of this word in the UK, but when it came to South Park, then it was all bets were off for redheads."
Yeah, probably Cream drummer Ginger Baker. Probably may have been one of the pioneers.
He was a ginger, and ginger, of course, was a nickname.
Right.
Yeah.
But we always had Rusty.
We had Rusty, and that seems very American,
Yeah.
and the ginger
Yeah.
feels very English,
Foreign,
right?
yeah.
Ginger on Gilligan's Island.
Oh, sure.
Oh, you're
That
right.
goes way back.
That's right.
Never even put that one together.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Too interested in Rusty.
All right, let's see.
God.
There's Johnny Whitaker.
Was he in like the Waltons or something, or Little House on the Prairie? What are we looking at?
Well, you may be looking at Escape from Witch Mountain. I
right.
honestly don't know.
One of the
All
Disney
things getting
movies.
back to Kim Richards. But he was this staple of young... Back then, we had like
young red talent.
We had like 3 kid stars and like 5 bikers. You'd see the same biker show up in every Clint Eastwood movie. If they were doing a sitcom, if they were doing like Sanford and Son, they need some bikers to show up. Sure. It was the same guy.
Right.
There was, all you had to do was be fat and bald. Bald back then, you just get hired if you're willing to get bald. And not most guys weren't, but if you're willing to get bald and you're willing to get fat and do something with your facial hair, then they just go ahead and put a denim jacket on you. And every prison movie, every sitcom, there were 5 guys, and they just rotated. That's all we had. We had 3 kids and 5 biker dudes.
Wow,
that is the greatest story I have ever heard.
That's a ginger.
He was in. Well, I'm sure we talked about this. He was in Sigmund and the Sea Monster.
Oh, that's right. The worst.
Yeah.
TV show ever created.
Favorite.
All right, let me hit BetterHelp here, and then we'll roll on to the news. BetterHelp, this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Online therapy, BetterHelp wants to tackle the stigmas around mental health. Therapy doesn't mean something's wrong with you. We take care of our bodies with exercise. You go to the doctor, eat well, focus on our minds just a little bit. It's important. BetterHelp, customized online therapy, offering video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. Much more affordable than in-person therapy. And you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. So take care of your mind, people, now more than ever. Check out our friends over at BetterHelp, right, Dawson?
See why over 2 million people have used BetterHelp online therapy. And Adam Carolla Show listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/Carolla. That's BetterHelp.com/Carolla.
Remember, I just made a note last night as the Ruskies were talking about getting the nukes out.
Mm-hmm.
Remember about 10 minutes ago, I was making a joke about Elon Musk and Bezos and all these guys wanting to leave the planet.
Yeah.
Like maybe they knew something, maybe something with China, maybe the word. Look, I mean, let's face it. If this world is going to implode, Jeff Bezos is going to know 7 to 12 weeks before us.
True.
And I feel the same about Elon.
Yeah,
and
we can all sign off on that.
We're dying to go to outer space and live there. Made me start thinking.
Yeah.
It was like 2 months ago where I was like, why is every Richard Branson, why does every super rich guy want to get the fuck off this rock? And they're talking about colonizing Mars and stuff. And I was like, then I heard nukes in Russia last night. And I was like, oh.
They knew.
Maybe they know something.
Pictures merging.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm just letting everyone sit with that.
So weird.
I don't feel good now. That's
I'm not proud of it, but that's where we are.
I hate it.
Yeah. Because it'd be funny if, like, Shatner was like, oh, shit, can I get back on the shuttle? I'm like, listen, old man, we don't need you anymore.
Yeah, you had your shot.
We're just trying to put a happy face on this shit. We don't want people to know what was really going on.
Did you end up seeing, did either of you see Don't Look Up? I know Brian did.
No, I didn't. Well, Brian, you didn't like it very much?
No, it's pretty middling. There's some good parts, but it also drags and it's too long.
Totally, and don't want to spoil it,
And a
but
bit
if you wanted to
heavy-handed.
watch it, you would have seen it by now. That is the ending. That is the rich people getting the fuck off this rock.
It's getting nominated for a lot of
That's
stuff.
up for Best Picture.
That's odd.
Which is one of the worst Best Picture nominees I can remember in a long time.
Well, it's why 10 is too many or whatever it is, right?
It has its moments. Don't get me wrong. I laughed a couple of times, but too long, heavy-handed. It's like, I fucking get it.
Do you guys like zombie shows at all?
Love them. Can't get enough.
All of Us Are Dead. Have you heard of it?
No.
No.
Korean Netflix zombie show.
Oh, okay.
Really?
It's so freaking good.
We've definitely, the Koreans have
really good.
earned a second look after Squid Game. We're just in on whatever they do
I
now.
think I like it better than Squid Game.
Yeah. I'm not in on everything the Koreans do, but I'm in the mid-70s.
South Koreans.
Okay.
I think parasites at the bar pretty hard.
It's weird that you say the Koreans like zombies because there was a fairly famous UFC fighter called the Korean Zombie. And he's been around for a while. Yeah.
Sounds like a sex move on Bobby Hollander.
You can show me the Korean Zombie is he was in the top 5 welterweight or something like that.
Jung Chen Sung, the Korean Zombie.
That's right.
Aside from being relentless,
There he
a
is.
zombie isn't a scary UFC opponent, is it? Kind of lumbers.
I don't know.
They get pretty fast
but
in
look,
some of the
we're
movies.
scared of mummies. You know.
Yeah.
They're wearing
bandages.
It's like someone who can't move wearing a pashmina.
Yeah.
Who's decaying. What? Why is that scary? Who can barely move,
dude?
Until Brendan Fraser's version, there's
That's
a
right.
sexy mummy.
The least scary of all is the skeleton. There's no fucking tissue holding those bones together. A little tap, that thing falls to pieces.
Yeah, you're right.
No.
All right. The Don't Look Up is 56 with the critics.
And it should, for a movie like that has that message with those stars, that should be in the 90s.
What's it with the people? Because I can imagine it being 50 with the people, half
No,
and
it
half.
says 78 with the people.
Interesting. I thought those numbers would be flipped.
All right, we'll take a quick break, come back and do the news right after this.
All right, we got some updates with everything going on in Ukraine, but not the typical overview stuff. Let's get into some specifics. Shocking, but not really. Sean Penn made his way over to the Ukraine-Poland border. He's filming a documentary about Russia's invasion. 61 years old now. He tweeted that he and two colleagues abandoned their car on the side of the road and are walking miles to the Polish border. Penn is wearing a backpack. He's got a wheeled suitcase. He shared the photo of these long lines of cars. We're looking at the picture now. He was photographed in Kyiv last Thursday attending a press briefing about the conflict. A source confirmed to Yahoo Entertainment he's making a doc. The Untitled Project is a Vice Studios production in association with Vice World News, and he's over there doing his Sean Penn thing.
I'm unclear on this, but I think he was there.
What do you
I
mean?
don't think he went there.
He's back now.
Is there any way you mean?
No, he
happened to be over
was there. He didn't go there.
He was filming, and then all this stuff
Oh, he
started
was
happening.
already there. I see.
I think.
Interesting.
Because
that
I'd
wasn't in the
heard he was
article.
there like a week and a half ago. And then Mike August said, "Did you hear Sean Penn went to Ukraine?" Now, I don't think you can go to Ukraine.
Well, you're probably
Right,
staying
when
if you go.
Well, you're staying, but you can't go once it's on.
Right.
So I don't think he went once it was on. I think he was there.
So what do we think he was doing?
Shooting a doc there.
That had nothing to do with the
Yeah, they may have shifted the subject matter
Well,
a
that's
little
a doc.
bit. Yeah, but maybe
you think
Chris
it's about one thing?
can find out. But
I'd love to know.
I think he was there shooting.
Wow. That's
a romantic comedy. And then
a humorous romp.
Yes.
Fascinating. Okay, I would love. Can we? Yeah, if August has more info.
I mean, I love the fact that he's eager for the fray and rushing into the fire when everyone else is running out. But there was probably a really miniature window that you could have gone to the Ukraine
from LAX
once it was on, or once the troops started to amass.
Totally agreed.
You're shooting Mr. Quiver too.
Well, let's talk about who went back and who stayed. I believe Cheremovsky, the Dancing with the Stars dancer, he's out. He's in Poland. But Ukrainian boxer Vasyl Lemachenko,
Oh, Lemonchenko.
Are you familiar?
Sure.
He's a former champ and Olympic gold medalist. He's traded the gloves for a rifle. He's there. He joins fellow countrymen boxers Vitaly and Vladimir Klitschko, who also joined the fight. And MMA welterweight champ Yaroslav Almasov, he announced that he sent his family to a safe place, but he's staying back to fight. So I'm talking like fatigues, like they're fighting.
We're all tired, Gina. I get it.
At least Lemachenko.
Everyone wants to stand.
I know. I get
feel
it.
you.
Yeah.
But really stick to the story.
Yeah.
And a little less of personal sentiment. So it's funny. I was just thinking, like, there's no way Floyd Mayweather would not do this. I think he'd be in Canada.
I think the last time this happened was Elvis. Or at least that was just the movie.
Well, he got drafted.
Oh, that's
I
right.
think.
He didn't even,
But, and so, I was kind of thinking about that because I don't know, like, who would hang behind?
Well, if we were being invaded on our soil, I'd like to think we'd be surprised at that list.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to think.
Mm. Yeah, but then you're also, you kind of have to think about it. So, sort of spiritually.
Okay.
I'll bet you there are many places that have not done as much good as we have done globally in our existence, but they don't have their version of Alyssa fucking Milano. who's sitting there talking about how racist everything is and like oppressive everything is, and like how the haves and the have-nots and the divides and what we do to this group and what we do to women. We got a lot of that in this country. These other countries, they're kind of on the same page. Sometimes they don't even deserve as much pride as they have. But it kind of seems like the ones that deserve it the least do have the most national pride. And so you wonder here, with half the country always talking about what a horrible, systemic, oppressive, whatever we're in, if that wouldn't be like, oh, fuck it, we're going to Mexico.
That's a good point. Headed for the Canadian border. Yeah.
Or Canada.
Yeah,
oh, no,
right.
Canada. Fuck, I wouldn't want to live in Canada now.
It's your octagons and safe spaces theory, right? For every Alyssa Milano, there's Toby Keith is an outdated example, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's a Hulk Hogan, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, Hulk Hogan on the front lines would be
sweet.
I mean, I think
he's a real American.
He is
Fights
real
for the right
American.
of every man.
We have the Sean Penn info, according to Chris.
So he went there in November. He last went there in November because he was doing a documentary on the Russia versus Ukraine,
What did he know?
and the consequences of Russian aggression.
He's got a seat on that Bezos
Yeah,
rocket
that's what I
ship.
was
I'll
saying.
tell you that right now.
So he went to visit the military in November.
Wow. Has he been there since November? He's just been there the last 4 months?
It just says his last visit was Ukraine, so I imagine he left and came back.
Wow.
I know, I mean, maybe it's not the right time, but he's got a pretty sweet pad in Malibu. And we've had him on the show.
It's going to no use right now.
And I'm just saying, if you're kind of
empty.
held up there and pots need watering, you know what I mean? Cats need feeding.
That's right. Someone's got to pay the landscaper.
I am a carpenter, too. I
Right.
think the last time I interviewed him, he was talking about doing some carpentry stuff.
It could be home by the time he gets back.
Piece of fucking crown
Yeah,
molding
absolutely.
as a little like welcome home gift.
Yeah, that's
Just
a
put
great
it out
idea.
there. Just saying.
Universal take area.
Yeah, don't be pushy.
He needed the Malibu spot when he was heading up all the COVID testing sites.
That's right.
But we're over that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, it's not just
How would you like to sit next to Sean Penn at a dinner party? Like, could you imagine my dad sitting next to Sean Penn? And Sean Penn's like, I was in the French Quarter, made a paddle out of a shotgun, was keeping the peace, and then I went to Ukraine, and I was shooting a doc, and then I was doing COVID testing.
War torn.
Yeah, and my dad would be like, I discovered there's 2 kinds of strudel.
Hell yeah.
Have you heard of the flugelhorn?
Yeah.
Yeah, hello?
Hi, Dad. Don't sit next to Sean Penn.
Oh, great.
Sorry.
Well, let's talk about other ways.
Oh, he hung out with El Chapo? Chris
Oh,
forgot
my
about
God.
that.
There is a sweet spot, though, of how long you'd want to hang out with Sean Penn. Like dinner party, 90 minutes, 2 hours. Get a lot of stories, a lot of insight. Run like a international flight next to him.
You get some shut-eye, watch a movie. Let's talk about the other ways people are helping. A Ukrainian government agency.
You know, he'd be in the bathroom vaping his head off, come back and you'd smell it on him, you know.
Smells like blueberry.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Adam, this next story you might want to get involved with because they have a kick-ass traffic road sign czar that I think you'll appreciate. Actually doing something for the war effort. A Ukrainian government agency responsible for the country's road systems is trolling the Russian troops everywhere they go. So instead, they've taken down all the signs that tell you, 25 kilometers to Kyiv or whatever. They've taken all those signs so they confuse the troops. The Russian troops don't know where they are. They don't know where to go.
Ways?
Did you see the tanks that they were in from the Soviet era?
Yeah, like from the 50s.
Yeah. So instead, a lot of the signs say, go fuck yourself in Ukrainian. One of them says, we're looking at one, there's one with Putin with a slash through him. An arm of Ukraine's Ministry of Infrastructure said this in a Facebook post. The enemy has poor communications. They cannot navigate the terrain. Let us help them go straight to hell. Workers removed the traffic signs. They put up all these different messages, go fuck yourself again, and then go fuck yourself back to Russia. The traffic tactic has been backed by the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense.
It's 3 billboards here.
Which called on civilians.
We should have just send Mayor Garcetti out there and just take care of the traffic problem, Mayor. And it would be like, can do.
You are the traffic.
Yeah. Get Newsom over there.
That's right.
But don't tell him there's a war. Just go, I got a traffic problem. We need your giant brain to solve this problem.
That's a great SNL sketch. And send him over like, yeah, you got to solve this problem. Wink, wink.
And all these homeless guys wearing camouflage. So take care of it.
One more. Let's just talk about the other ways people are getting involved. We know there's sanctions and there's banks and we get all that. Disney.
Okay. Sorry.
Yes.
I've seen way too much footage of patriotic bar owners out here in United States
dumping out their vodka.
Yeah, replacing it with Ukrainian vodka.
People, first off, you want to be as bad as them? Because that's something they would do.
Yeah, we go high.
That's right.
Yeah.
Number one, you already bought the vodka.
Yes, you're not teaching anybody a lesson.
What's the point?
You built them a war chest made of Stoli.
Yeah.
Right.
They've already done it.
Yeah.
Fermented potatoes.
Now you're paying twice.
Yeah.
Distilled.
Yeah. Now, don't buy any new Russian vodka.
We can all agree on that.
This guy, oh man, fucking someone buy Tito's stock.
Seriously?
Made in Texas?
Yeah.
I mean, they're dumping out all the Smirnoff.
Yeah.
USA.
Well, we're dumb. Remember when Corona beer stock went down during coronavirus?
Right. Big time.
So we get on board with that shit quick.
So yeah, they're dumping out the vodka, and it breaks my liver to have to watch them just dumping. Like I literally stand up and go, "Come on!" Now I was thinking I would just make like 9 martinis and then fill it with tap water and then just go get the CNN news crew out there.
Right.
And go, it's just
Got a good shot of this.
and then they'd go, light it on fire. And I'd be like, no, it's good, we're good.
County codes.
We're in a drought zone. Come on now. Use your head.
Adam Carolla, humanitarian.
Dumping vodka. Make a Molotov cocktail. I would be not effective
There's wildfires going on.
unless the tank was dirty. Sorry.
Well, Disney and other studios are doing their part. They say they're halting all theatrical releases in Russia because of the unprovoked invasion. And I thought same thing, like that'll show them. But like everyone's doing what they do in their industry. They're saying we're taking it away from you.
Oh no, Doctor Strange is not coming out of my country. I'm so sad right now.
Warner Brothers not releasing The Batman.
Oh,
in
the
Russia.
Batman.
Yeah.
Whoa.
They're starved for entertainment and they can't leave.
Well, all right. They don't have traditional entertainment, but they can turn on the TV every night and see like a post office get lit up by a MiG. You know what I mean? Like
government
real.
TV.
We don't need your Michael Bay. We do our own.
Do your own. It's
We
real
do it
life.
every day.
Everyone's a stuntman in Russia.
Yeah.
Well said. Well, let's move on to something that Adam might find even sadder. Remember when we talked about that cargo ship near the Azores that had a fire in all the cars?
Porsches and the Bentleys.
It went down to the briny deep. It has officially sunk. The Portuguese Navy confirmed that it sank in a location outside Portugal's territory waters, 2 miles deep. Fox News reports that approximately 4,000 cars, primarily from Volkswagen Group brands, so I guess that's the umbrella company, which I didn't realize,
Yeah, it covers
included
Porsche and
Porsche and
Bentley.
Lamborghini.
Oh,
on board.
I forgot Lambos were on there.
From Germany to U.S. Yeah, they don't know why yet, but thanks everybody with your electric cars. They think it might have been a bad battery from an electric vehicle.
I fucking knew it.
Yeah. Several customers had posted to social media that they've been informed their cars were on board and they will have to wait for a rescheduled shipment.
Well, you know, a fair amount of those cars are ordered custom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get the Alcantara headliner, you get the thing, you get the, you know, especially Porsches, because people have figured out, you know, normally when you order, when you buy a supercar, you know, you could buy a Rolls Royce for $400,000, and then 5 years later it's worth $200,000, and at some point it'll dip way down. Like that's just, they just depreciate.
Like a regular car. The second you drive it off the lot.
They depreciate like shit. But Porsches, if you order the right GT3 Cup car, whatever, and you get the add-on, the track package and the radio delete and whatever shit they're doing, you can get that car you got to get in line. But if you can get that car for $250, it'll be $600 in 6-7 years, and people have kind of figured that out. So like a lot of those cars, people will custom order with all the sort of stuff that's going to make them more valuable.
Right.
That you can't you can't. It's hard to pitch to your wife, I want to spend $250,000 on a car, but it's a lot easier to pitch it if you're going to be worth $675 in 7 years.
Right.
This is why Adam's always like, I heard exotic cars.
That's right.
It was John Cena. What was his deal when he, it was like breach of contract? You're not supposed to sell the car.
Yeah, he had, there's a Ford GT. That's a Ford GT.
Okay.
So you had to send Ford a letter and explain to them why you should own this car. You were vetted.
Jesus, it's like a 5-paragraph theme in high school.
Because the car's sticker was, $550 to $650. I think I saw one on Bring a Trailer for like 1.3. It's only been 3 or 4 years. So Ford knows. So does John Cena.
Right.
So does everyone waiting in line. That's why they write letters saying why I should get the car. Ford knows if you do get the car for $600K. I don't know what the sticker was on that. You can.
It was $500.
Right, say it's $500, but people put the carbon fiber and the whatever and the commemorative paint and whatever. They can get them up to $600 or $650 or whatever. Now, do you want to pay the extra $50,000 for the Le Mans commemorative paint? Yes, you do, because now the ones that are going for 1.1, yours in your Gulf livery is going for 1.5. So pay the extra $50. That's what I'm saying. So,
but you're not allowed to flip it.
Well, they knew people would flip it, and if you flipped it immediately, you just pay $550, sell it for $675, put $125 in your pocket, and walk away.
Right.
But they said no, you got to wait 2 years. So now you're seeing them come up, and they're like 1.4 now. How much is there one on Bring a Trailer now that's up to that?
I'll look, but John Cena the selection
he got in trouble because he bought one and wanted to sell it.
Right.
Yeah, the selection process includes evaluating the potential buyer's interest in cars, ownership of other high-end vehicles, and their social reach.
Oh my God.
Wow. Yeah. And
I know.
Yeah.
Social
That's
reach
so
for cars.
lame.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like we hear about that now. Like, I've lost broadcasting morning shows because somebody who's never done broadcasting has 1 million followers. I mean, that is what people care about. And now these are your people. The middle-aged dudes give a shit how many followers you have.
It's the new world order.
That's so crazy.
So is there one up at 1.314? Or am I making that up?
I'm still looking. Sorry, but John Cena sold his for 1.54.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, and that was you're supposed to wait 24 months, and he waited. Let's see. He didn't even wait. He waited about a month and with only 30 miles on it.
Jesus.
So was it because it was his car that he sold it for double?
Possibly. It was all over the news and everything too.
That's weird. Normally, the celebrity, he's in Fast and Furious.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you have to have some connection to the car world. So the car world is weird. They don't. Paul McCartney's Ferrari doesn't really get any more than anyone else's Ferrari, but Steve McQueen's Ferrari would get tenfold more. So they kind of need you in the car world. Cena's got
adjacent
toe
kinda,
in there.
Yeah.
Car adjacent. But
yeah,
so you'd write an Ask Kissy letter too if you thought you could buy a car for $525 and it'd be worth $1.5 in a few years.
That's so weird, the idea of having to court like a car's parent. You know what I mean? Like, dear Ford, I've been seeing your girl for a while now.
Right.
She's been in my dreams. I really want to take her home with me, and I promise she'll be with me for at least 2 years.
Yeah. I'm a respectable gentleman.
Yes. I've had other cars in the past, unlike your girl, but of her stature.
She shan't be deflowered.
The dowry will be like Quaker State, synthetic oil.
Right.
I'd like to present you with this offering. Two sold on Bring a Trailer for 1.3.
Wow.
This year. One sold today for 1.3. So anyone's 550 is now 1.3, and I don't know how many other investments you get that kind of return on. And this is what I would always tell people, because people think like my family thinks, which is like poor people think. They go, $550,000 for one car? Who's be that foolish?
Yeah.
It's like, that's how poor people, rich
people,
people
are that foolish.
think, I'm gonna make $800K on this bad boy.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know this documentary was happening, and it didn't happen. Larry David had HBO pull a documentary about his life the night before it was supposed to air on HBO Max.
Really?
HBO Documentaries tweeted on Monday night that the Larry David story was being postponed. It says, instead, Larry has decided he wants to do it in front of an audience. The film was to feature him being interviewed by his longtime collaborator, director Larry Charles, who we had on a few years ago. As a guest, who was on his show a while back, and he was going to feature clips from his career. The film's trailer was even taken down from YouTube. HBO hasn't made any other comments.
With the tweet, did it go? Bum, 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 bum. That's
They
a
just
power
zoom in on
move.
it. Yeah.
Right? He has so much control. If he's pulling an entire film on HBO Max, literally the night before, he's like, not feeling it. No.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. That's FME money.
Yeah, and he didn't. It's not like he did it because he thought it needs another round of editing. I want to put a little polish on it or
wants to go on
something
the
like
road.
that.
I want to do live.
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Christ.
I had no idea it was even a doc that was going to be on HBO. So now you're going to have to buy a ticket, I guess.
It's so funny how unlikely a celebrity he is when you really think about it. And it also just kind of proves everyone thinks love conquers all, but it's really funny kind of conquers all. Like he's actually funny. And so it doesn't really matter what he looks like or how old he is, or he's just funny.
Yeah.
And we'll take it in any form it comes in.
Yeah, it makes me feel better about anti-Semitism in the United States. We can't be that anti-Semitic if everybody loves Seinfeld and Larry David.
Yeah.
You know, makes,
well, as
makes
long as
things
they
feel
stay
a
in
little
their
safer.
lane.
Comedy.
As long as those Jews stay funny, then
yeah.
Don't put too much muscle mass on them.
It's like a racist NBA owner, you know what I mean?
Right.
As long as this
Stay
guy's
in your
scoring
lane.
points.
Keep dunking.
I
It's
see.
fine.
And now I feel worse.
Mhm.
Okay. Britney Spears has landed a massive publishing deal for her tell-all memoir.
15 or 17?
I think 15. Yes, 15.
How many cars is
You
that?
guys make fun of me
Half
for
a
watching
car.
TMZ. But
I know.
No, you know.
taught us.
It's way ahead of the Britney Spears
Yeah.
publishing deal.
Simon & Schuster and Spears have secured this deal. The book will provide Spears' account of and commentary of her rise to fame, the music career, the relationship with the family, because because you watch TMZ, the sister put out a book and Britney was pissed.
Yep.
Deal terms were not revealed, but they did say it's worth as much as $15 million. And Spears had a tweet, but then she deleted it saying, alleged that her dad and former manager tried to kill her. She said, I will sue the...
Which former manager?
Sue the heck, I guess, out of them. I think they're trying to kill me. I still to this very day believe that's exactly what they were trying to do. Nobody else would have lived through what they did to me. I lived through all of it, and I remember all of it. She's ready to write it down.
But she's so nutty.
Yeah, but she has every reason to be.
Right, but here's the problem with nutty.
Yeah.
Nutty, there's a version of life that actually happens. And then there's the nutty part where you felt like your manager was trying to kill you or your dad was trying to poison you.
Right.
Paranoia
Or
kicks in.
there's a thing. And then that just, when you write your book, that is your version of what happened.
And that's unfortunate because if she just stuck to the facts, it would be a crazy book.
This is why I only read World War II books, because that shit happened or it didn't fucking happen. It's not, here's how I felt about Normandy.
Right. Hitler, he said, she said.
Right.
But I mean, that's the thing, like having an IUD put in against your will and going to therapy for 12 hours a day, that's still pretty fucking crazy.
Look, they should talk to that gynecologist for the Southwest Airlines. Want to get away? Like having to put an IUD and an A-lister against their will.
Yeah.
That's a short straw for a gynecologist, right? Am I right?
Yeah, I don't think, when it comes to like strapping someone down and I imagine, how else do you get it in?
If anyone here would know.
I don't have one.
It's which one did she have? Or is
I
there
don't
only
know.
one?
Well, there's the little coil one in the arm, and then there's
Norplant.
one.
Yes.
Look at you.
Oh, I used to say on Loveline all the time that after 2 a.m. I just went army jeeps driving around with guns mounted on top of them, filled with Norplant. Will shoot anyone who's walking around. Like, stop these fucking people from breeding.
Jesus.
Hey, 100% true story.
Yeah.
My mom had Norplant when she was married at age 20 or whatever she was to my dad, got pregnant with me with the Nord plan in.
Really?
Wow.
I'm the chosen one.
You were determined to be here.
The
Good for
poster
you.
child for Norplan baby.
That's right.
The other one goes straight up and in.
Yeah, and
at the source.
It's a weird little like copper spring
It
or
has,
something.
yeah, like it has like a little T.
What's a Y? Yeah, T.
And I think it's there just to irritate sperm or something.
Get out of here, shoe.
It doesn't block. It doesn't
Those shoes.
I mean, I'm curious how it works. Is it doesn't block things? It like agitates things.
You know more about it than I do.
That's how they make a pearl.
Oh, right. You're right.
The intense
grinding,
pressure.
Yeah.
They put a grain of sand. That's how you make a cultured pearl.
That's right. Sure.
Take the clam and just put the oyster and put a little.
Same thing with this.
Something
Put it
to
in the clam.
agitate. Put it in the clam and let it agitate away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like those countries that.
I am not so sure of any of the things I'm talking about, though. You have to.
You sound like a physician.
You have to
Board
look it up.
certified.
Well, it's not. They have the one that's just a cup. It's like basically.
Yeah.
It's a trash can liner.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. That's true.
With no.
Is he sponge
With
worthy?
no drawstring.
Right.
So be careful walking it out to the dumpster. But.
Yeah, don't throw it over your back.
I don't know. Chris, you tell us how.
Like a hobo in his bin.
What's the silence of the science of an IUD?
Ooh, that's painful.
Ew, that looks barbaric.
I think it slowly releases the hormones the
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this just
whatever hormones.
This
Birth
company,
control.
Paragard, it says Paragard prevents the sperm from reaching and fertilizing the egg and may also prevent implantation. And this thing looks like it comes from another century.
They should, I don't know if they advertise, but they should advertise like they do with roach spray. You know, like you see
Kill
the roaches
sperm
coming
dead.
and then you see this force field around them and them running. Pack it up! Like, just do that with sperm. You know?
It's like a cum motel. Like,
That's right.
it's like going inside and then like,
mucus.
you chuck it at the end of a few
Hey
encounters.
kids, this place looks great.
That's good. Yeah, okay. So I'm glad we all learned almost nothing about that.
Well, is there, Chris? I'll shift it to you, Chris. Just look up the technology of an ID. Now there was.
I thought you were gonna be like, Chris, you have a vagina, so
IUD, not IED.
Oh, IUD.
Very
sorry.
different.
One was a little copper thing that like did something.
Yeah.
Which one was that?
Well, that's a copper IUD.
No.
It's a T-shaped plastic frame with a copper wire coiled around it. Once inserted into your uterus, the copper IUD works by producing an inflammatory reaction that is toxic to sperm and eggs.
And women.
There was
preventing
right.
pregnancy. In effect,
Yeah.
the copper ions kill the sperm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a weird one, right?
I don't think I would choose that. I haven't
99%
chosen that.
effective.
ooh.
Yeah.
What's
All right,
your
You're
plan?
selling me
See
on
how-
it. All
how
right.
lucky we are.
Wait a second. Plumbing. Do we like copper pipes or no?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so they're okay for our plumbing then.
Oh, copper's the best.
Okay, I didn't know if that
They
was.
get houses. They re-copper pipe.
okay. You
haven't seen Moonstruck?
That's right.
Old galvanized stuff.
Okay.
But it does. It's weird. It's like, there's like pellets that kill moths that you put in your closet.
Yeah.
It just sounds scientifically like you just shove one up your
Yeah.
machine and it irritates the shit out of everything. And
But if it irritates the shit out of everything, that includes the human being housing the implant, yes?
Collateral damage.
Oh my
I
gosh.
got it worked out.
Did you say 99% effective?
Well, let's talk about another nutty chick in her conservatorship. And we actually haven't heard from her in a while. Amanda Bynes taking a page from Britney Spears, and she wants her conservatorship to end. The former child star has had someone else, her mother, handling her affairs since 2013. That followed this tumultuous period where she had multiple mental health breaks, even doused her dog with gasoline, according to TMZ. She was temporarily committed to a psych facility and has been under the conservatorship since then. She's mostly stayed out of the public eye. She earned a degree from the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, FIDM, and started to try launching a designer career.
Wait,
however,
is FIDM the acronym?
yeah, FIDM. FIDM.
All
That's perfect.
Yeah. However, a judge recently signed off on extending her conservatorship at least until next year.
Oh. I don't, look, I wish her well, but I don't need her. You know what I mean?
She wasn't Hannah Montana. She was the other one.
I kind of, like I needed Norm MacDonald
Loosey-goosey.
around. I don't need Amanda Bynes.
Right.
I should
Something,
have.
please. Was it Amanda, please?
Amanda,
It was something, please.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're proving Adam.
The Amanda show.
Chris, you should know this.
Didn't she do that thing where she went to England? Wasn't that her? That movie?
The British soccer movie?
Oh yeah, she was a princess or something.
Yes.
Oh, there was an Amanda show.
You're thinking of Keira Knightley, maybe, but Amanda Bynes was in She's the Man, where she pretended to be a guy.
She joined the soccer team.
Oh, she
Reverse Ladybugs, baby.
Right, that's right.
Yeah. By the way, does not hold up. I watched half hour of it
Oh,
the other
did you?
night. Yeah.
Oh.
Does not hold up.
Sorry to hear that.
But she wasn't the one. There wasn't one where she went to Buckingham Palace and
Yes.
became something. Or was that,
She was a
that's the one?
princess or something.
Oh, What a Girl
American-
Wants.
What a Girl Wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. There it is.
Couldn't tell you.
Her
Not my
dad
genre.
was something, and she
Yeah.
was something. Or
Norplant releases synthetic hormone preventing conception for up to 5 years.
Wow.
not so much. It
See,
turns out.
it's a one-stop shop. I think that's why it's attractive to some people. It's just
Sure.
like for 5 years you're freaking set. So many loads.
Or
just-
not. My mom, you're talking about, you son of a bitch.
But is it like a timing belt where they say it's good for 100,000, but
Yeah.
it could pop at 65 and it could
How's
make it
the
to
tread?
150
Yeah.
too.
If you look closely on the inside, there's actually a Sharpie that's written how many times you can have sex
On your
before
forehead.
it passes. Yeah.
You're looking to live in proof, buddy.
That shit
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Do you think it expired though?
No, she was 21.
Dude, your dad must have just been gone.
My Italian grandfather would not have gone for an IUD, so she got it when she was married.
Wow.
At age 20.
Wow.
My mom was very young.
Wow.
I didn't know Norplant had been around that long.
No.
Now, I always wonder, could you see it? Like,
I thought it was in her wrist, but
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
100% sure about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't look at me. I'm not down.
Yeah, like
for these
somebody's wearing a
procedures.
T-shirt and there's just like this giant bump
bulge.
over. It's like,
Open for
what?
business.
She's
Yeah.
ready to get dumped in.
Well,
My mom,
Let's do this. Yeah, dude. 20-year-old mom was sleuting around. Then you showed
my
up, dude.
God.
it's really
We're
the
gonna have it out in the fucking parking lot.
it's the vaginal version of the tongue stud.
Right,
Like
right.
someone's getting blown.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You see that?
I don't like the way this
Does your
conversation
mom have a
is
stud in
going.
her tongue?
No, it's not. Actually, did not.
Dude, your mom sounds hot, dude.
She's a very fetching lady.
Subdermal implants for Norplant introduced in 1990.
It may not have been Norplant brand
Right.
name, but it was a, it was
subdermal
yeah.
something. Where were they put them, Chris? Was it upper arm?
This is upper arm, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, kind of bicep area.
I knew it.
Yeah.
So look, like
Where you
back
want.
when the greasers would take the pack of cigarettes and roll them up in their sleeve. That's
Yeah.
the chick version of
Hey,
that.
is that?
Hey,
what
Frenchie,
I think it is?
come over here.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Pinky
Rhymes with
Tuscadero.
Northland. All right, let's bring it home, Gina
You
Grad.
got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
Hey, it's Carl.
Yep.
Gina That was the news with Gina Grad.
I'm going to be doing stand-up at the Genesee Theater March 10th at Waukegan, Illinois. Then I think me and Gina are going to Kansas City, Missouri Comedy Club in Kansas
Studio's
City.
gonna be cold.
Where Jeremiah shot his special. That'll be March 10th and 11th. And speaking of Jeremiah, it's got a podcast, Scissor Bros and Jeremiah Wonders. And the special is Family Reunion, available on YouTube, and you can check it out for free. So support our man, Jeremiah Watkins. And until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Jeremiah Watkins and Gina Grad and Paul Bryan saying, Mahala.
Live, you're on the air, on the house. Give me your home improvement question, your home fix-it question. I'd love to answer it for you. Okay, who is this? You. Okay, I've been doing this for 10 years.
Okay, you.
Okay. 9-year-old. Sometimes people just call and go, fuck, until they hung up on them.